Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to our daily women's devotional. I am Love, edited by Carolyn Rathman Sutton. Today is July 21st, and the title of our devotional is God's Divine Calendar, written by Betsy Castro. The Bible verse can be found in Psalms chapter 139, verse 16. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Betsy writes, My family and I had already made several moves, and comfortably. But the idea of moving from Florida did not bode well with me. Although my husband did not have a stable job, I did. We were able to accommodate our needs and cover our expenses. We were active in the church. We had bought our first house. Our children studied in a Christian school. My husband and I were taking classes to finish our baccalaureate degrees, and we were comfortable and stable. When considering the idea of moving from Florida to Texas, my thoughts became confused. I couldn't understand how this move fit into the thoughts of God. I would constantly ask myself, why? Nevertheless, I prayed and trusted that God directs everything. I recalled that His plans are for peace and good for His children, but the doubts about whether this move would be the best way forward, especially for me, were often on my mind. I asked God to give me 3 clear signs despite the fact that He had evidently already planned this move for us in His divine calendar. One morning, as I was putting gas in my car, I saw an advertisement with a picture of a car. My eyes grew wide when I noticed that the license plate on that car was from Texas. I shrugged it off as a mere coincidence. Later that day, when buying something to eat, my eyes grew wide when I noticed that the young woman bringing my order was wearing a t-shirt with the word Texas spelled out in large silver letters. I smiled and thought, what a coincidence. Soon, my thoughts shifted elsewhere. When I arrived home, my children told me about their school day and showed me the homework for the next day. Surprisingly, one of their homework assignments was about the state of Texas. At that moment, my mind recalled the 3 coincidences that I believe were actually the 3 clear signs from God I had asked for. Today, my family and I currently live a blessed life in Texas. Although I doubted, God had marked our move in His divine calendar. It's comforting to know that He can make a way where there seems to be no way, that His thoughts are higher than our thoughts, and that His ways are better than ours. Betsy Castro was born in the Dominican Republic. She currently lives in Houston, Texas, United States of America. She is a preacher and a motivational speaker in the United States and internationally. She serves as assistant clerk and family director in her home congregation, Houston Maranatha Seventh-day Adventist Church. She is a happy wife and a mother of 2 lovely children. Now, I consider myself a planner. I have a calendar on my phone that I use that helps me connect all of my appointments with my husband. So when something gets thrown into my plans, I immediately look at my calendar to see where it can fit. But obviously, God's divine calendar is way more hectic than mine, and He always finds the perfect timing for things to happen. So the next time that I'm looking in my earthly calendar, I need to realize that that's not important. God's divine calendar is. And His timing is always perfect. I hope that you enjoyed today's devotional, you learned something new, and I will see you again tomorrow.